Yesterday's hearing of the January 6th Select Committee was called at the very last minute. And when it was called, obviously before it all happened, everybody was wondering, oh wow, they must have something pretty juicy that they want to get out there, in order for them to call this emergency hearing. Well, it turns out the reason the hearing was even called in the first place was not because they wanted to get out all this juicy information, but because they worried about the safety of Cassidy Hutchinson. And according to Washington Post reporter Jacqueline Alemany, the main person they were concerned about was Marjorie Taylor Greene and her fanatical followers. This is what Washington Post reporter Jacqueline Alemany had to say on Joe Scarborough's MSNBC show prior to the hearing yesterday. We have heard actually that some of as you just read, that the reason why her testimony has been so closely guarded is because of massive security threats in the last hearing. She did reveal that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, she heard Marjorie Taylor Greene asked for a pardon. And you can only imagine what that does in terms of elevating her name and potentially causing far-right extremists to levy some of these credible threats that have come her way. So yes, Ms. Hutchinson was in fact inundated with threats after video of her previous testimony was aired at a recent January 6th hearing, where, of course, as Alemany mentioned, she named Marjorie Taylor Greene as one of the people who sought a pardon from Donald Trump before he left office. And because of that, people threatened to kill her, threatened to harm her, all because she gave us a simple truth that yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted a pardon. Now, wanting a pardon, by the way, is not a criminal offense. It certainly shows consciousness of guilt. I mean, I'll give you that. But Hutchinson didn't even implicate Marjorie Taylor Greene in an actual crime. But it didn't matter to those fanatical supporters. She said something they didn't like about Marjorie Taylor Greene, so they wanted her dead. They wanted her dead. That's what we're dealing with on this other side, folks. And I know I am exceptionally hard on Democrats. I have called for President Biden to be primaried. I have called for Merrick Garland to be fired. And I'm going to continue to be hard on Democrats because they deserve it. But it's stories like this that prove that there is no both sides, okay? There is no Democrats are just as bad as Republicans. No, they're not, folks. We have Republicans threatening to kill another Republican because she said something they didn't like about a different Republican. There is no amalgam of that on the Democratic side. And you are lying to yourselves and to your audience if you continuously go out there day after day saying there's no difference between Democrats and Republicans. Sure, there's areas where there's a hell of a lot of similarities, not a whole lot of daylight between the two parties. But on most issues, stop conflating the two parties into one. Stop acting like there's no difference between the two. Republicans are murderous thugs. And that, of course, is why Cassidy Hutchinson had to give an emergency hearing or testimony in front of that January 6th committee. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.